What's something you know, but you really shouldn't? Who the real father of my former manager's child is? I was the one who caught the pair having an affair at work, and while I didn't report them, it came back to bite them both in a big way. My manager later drunkenly told me her newborn wasn't her husband's child. Looks like you're going to need a raise. When my wife gave birth, the room seemed unusually warm. Warm enough to where I thought I may vomit or faint, but maybe I was having nerves from pending fatherhood. After, the doctor handling the delivery cussed out the attending nurses beside the nursery because the room temperature was at 89 when it should have been around the mid-60s. I walked out from the nursery after hearing most of what was being said on the sentence, if the mother or a baby ends up with an infection or worse, they are going to own this fucking hospital because of your fuck up. I ended up looking at them and said, that's good to know. Since my wife and kids are fine, I won't know the pleasure of owning a hospital, but I don't have to know the pain of medical malpractice. Underneath the airstrip in Kitzingen, Germany there is a bunker with weapons and equipment. It's been flooded since the end of WW2. The retreating Germans booby-trapped it to the point it was judged unsafe to clear. Unsubstantiated was there are the parts for an Me-262 down there. There's a Liberty ship, the SS Richard Montgomery, in the Thames estuary with about 1,500 tons of high explosives on board. It's considered too dangerous to salvage and has been there since the war. Do you remember that explosion in Biarritz last year? That had an estimated yield of 500 tons, so that ship is 3 times that. Yikes. The wiki article says, if it were to go off it would create a 1,000 foot wide, 10,000 feet tall column of water, and about a 20-foot tsunami. My girlfriend wants to propose. She wants to surprise me if she decides to go through with it. She forgot that I was in a group chat on a Discord that I'm almost never active on, and mentioned it to her gal pals. That my mom was going to divorce my dad before he had a massive heart attack and changed her mind, staying with him and taking of care him, with the stress of that, along with the stress of the medical bills, contributed heavily to her own health decline. Outside of the lawyer she had retained, I was the only person she'd talk to about it, as too many of our family and friends were gossips and she wanted just one other person's opinion on it. I was for it, 100%. My dad was a very hard man to deal with, and while never doubted he loved me or my mom, I couldn't imagine what it was like trying to be a partner to him. After the heart attack, he was different. If the body hadn't been so obviously his, I'd have thought they sent home the wrong man. He was thoughtful, thankful for help, and discussed emotions. He listened to my mom's advice, sought help, etc. Him and my mom worked together through their issues, and I was sworn to silence. She's been gone a while now, and I will never tell him about it, because he doesn't seem to realize how close he came losing her, and it's only been since his heart attack that I learned how much he really did love her, and still does. It's all really complicated and weird to me.